Have you ever looked around your home and thought to yourself, why does this feel harder than it used to? You used to be able to clean the whole house in a day. Now, just doing the dishes can feel like it takes everything out of you. You're not imagining it. And more importantly, you are not failing. The truth is, the routines that worked when you were 40 or even 50 are not meant for the season of life you're in now. Your body is different. Your priorities have shifted, and your days may be filled with things that don't show up on any cleaning checklist. Doctor visits, caregiving, needing extra rest, or simply trying to enjoy some peace. In this video, we're going to create a new kind of cleaning rhythm, one that works with your energy, not against it, one that leaves room for real life and honors the stage of life you're in today. This is not about being perfect. This is about feeling peaceful in your space again. So if you've been feeling frustrated, tired, or even a little defeated, take a breath. You're not alone, and you're in the right place. Let's begin together. 1. Why your old routine is no longer serving you. Let's start with something honest. Most of us were raised to believe that a clean home is a sign you're doing life right. Clean counters, folded laundry, everything in its place. It meant you were responsible, dependable, and in control. But something shifts as we grow older. What once felt easy now feels heavier. The energy you used to rely on doesn't show up in the same way, and the body you once trusted may ask you to slow down, rest more often, or move with greater care. Still, the expectations remain the same. You look around your home and think, I used to be able to do all this. Why not now? And quietly, guilt begins to settle in. But here's the truth. There is nothing wrong with you. You are not the problem. The routine is the problem. The approach you were using may have worked 20 years ago, maybe even 10, but it wasn't built for the life you're living today. Most cleaning advice out there was never made for this season of life. It assumes energy that never runs out. It assumes mobility and time and freedom that don't always exist anymore. And when we try to keep up with those old systems, we feel defeated. But being unable to do what you once did is not a sign of failure. It's a sign that your life has changed. And when life changes, your routines should change with it. Your home still matters. It's still a place of care, comfort, and pride. But the way you care for it can't come from pressure anymore. It has to come from compassion, from a rhythm that moves with you, not against you. That means it's time to stop chasing perfection and start choosing peace, because if your old routine keeps falling apart, maybe it was never meant to carry you through this part of life. Maybe what you need now isn't a better checklist, but a gentler way forward. 2. The gentle shift, from schedule to rhythm. Let's take a moment to think about what the word routine really means. For most of our lives, it meant a fixed schedule, a list of things to get done by a certain time, in a certain way, every single day. Wake up early, make the bed, clean the kitchen, handle the laundry, get everything done before lunch, and if something got missed, you felt behind. That system may have worked in the past, especially when your days were predictable, your energy steady, and your body more cooperative. But life has changed. Your rhythm is different now, and that means your routine has to evolve too. The truth is, schedules are rigid. They don't leave space for the unexpected. And at this stage of life, the unexpected is a part of everyday reality. There are days when your energy just isn't there. Days when your back aches, days when an appointment runs long, or a family member needs something, and the entire plan gets pushed aside. When you rely on a strict schedule, every interruption feels like a failure. But what if it didn't have to? What if, instead of a tight schedule, you followed a rhythm? A rhythm is flexible. It flows with you. It adjusts when needed. It's not about what time the task happens. It's about trusting that it will happen in the right moment, when it fits naturally into your day. Maybe it means wiping the counters after breakfast, or maybe after your afternoon tea. Maybe it means folding laundry while listening to your favorite radio show instead of first thing in the morning. The point isn't when or how perfectly. The point is consistency with kindness. Think of it like a gentle tide. Some days it comes in strong. Other days, it just brushes the shore. But it always returns. That's how your routine can feel, like something steady, supportive, and forgiving. When you give yourself permission to work with your own rhythm, everything changes. You're no longer fighting against the day. You're moving with it. And most importantly, you start to feel like your routine belongs to you, not to your younger self, not to someone on the internet, but to the person you are today. The more you listen to what your body and your life are telling you, the more your routine becomes not just doable, but even comforting. So let go of the old schedule. It served its purpose. Now it's time for something wiser, something more human, something that gives you room to breathe. 3. The 5 foundations of a compassionate routine. Now that we've let go of the old way of doing things, it's time to gently build something new, something more forgiving, more personal, and more realistic for the life you're living now. I call them the 5 foundations of a compassionate routine. These aren't rules. They're not about pressure. They're small shifts that can completely change how you feel in your home and in your body, one gentle step at a time. The first foundation is this: start small and stay steady. One of the biggest reasons routines fall apart is because we try to do too much, too fast. Maybe you've had a burst of motivation before. You made a long list, told yourself you'd clean the whole house by the end of the day. And by lunchtime, you were exhausted and frustrated. That doesn't mean you failed. It means the plan wasn't made for real life. So instead, start with one small habit. Just one. Something so simple, it almost feels too easy. Wipe down the kitchen counter after breakfast. Make your bed each morning. Put away one basket of laundry before you sit down to watch the news. That one habit, done daily, becomes your anchor. It builds confidence. It creates rhythm. It's not about checking off a list. It's about showing up for yourself, even in a small way. The second foundation is to divide your home into zones. When you look at the entire house as one giant task, it can feel completely overwhelming. But if you break it into smaller parts, your kitchen, your bathroom, your bedroom, your entryway, suddenly it's more manageable. You might decide that Monday is for the kitchen, Tuesday is for the bathroom, Wednesday for the living room, and so on. You can adjust the days based on your home and your energy. The key is focus. You're not cleaning everything. You're just caring for one space. Even 10 minutes in that one space matters. It adds up, and more importantly, it doesn't drain you. The third foundation is to pick your best time of day. You know yourself better than anyone. Maybe your energy is strongest in the morning, or maybe you feel more steady in the afternoon. After lunch and a bit of rest, there is no right or wrong time to clean. There is only your time. Pay attention for a few days. Notice when you feel more alert, more motivated. That's your window. Even if it's only 15 minutes, use that time to do something simple. When you clean in your natural rhythm, it stops feeling like a chore and starts feeling like a choice. The fourth foundation is to choose your daily minimum. This is your one non-negotiable task, the thing you do no matter what. Even if your day is hectic, even if you don't feel great. It might be making the bed. It might be clearing the sink. It might be taking out the trash. Pick something small that helps you feel grounded. That daily act becomes your way of saying, I'm still showing up for myself. It keeps the momentum alive, and over time, it becomes second nature. And finally, the fifth foundation: leave room for life. Life will always be unpredictable. Appointments run long. You feel more tired than expected. A friend calls. The weather changes your plans. That's not a failure. That's just life. So make space for it. Give yourself one day each week where nothing is scheduled. A grace day. You can use it to catch up if you need to, or to rest completely. That freedom takes the pressure off the rest of the week. It reminds you that routines are there to support you, not to trap you. These familiar 5 foundations. Start small. Divide your space. Choose your best time. Set a daily minimum. And leave room for life. Can reshape the way you live in your home. Not through force, not through guilt, but through steady, kind habits that honor who you are now. This is the beginning of a routine that breathes with you, that bends when life gets heavy, that welcomes you back, no matter what kind of day you've had. 4. Turning tasks into moments of meaning. Let's talk about something most routines forget: the why. You can build the perfect plan, break your home into zones, pick the right time of day, and stick to a simple checklist. But if you finish all your tasks and still feel empty or disconnected, it might be because something deeper is missing. That something is meaning. It's not enough to clean your home. You have to feel connected to why you're doing it, especially now in this season of life, where time and energy are precious. Meaning gives weight to your actions. It turns a task into a ritual, a burden into a gift, and a routine into a reflection of who you are. Think for a moment about what a clean home represents to you. Is it peace? Is it a sense of control in a world that often feels chaotic? Is it a way to honor the memories of those who used to share this space with you? Or maybe it's simply about creating calm for yourself, a place where you can rest and breathe without pressure. Whatever your reason, name it. Let it be personal. When you attach a sense of purpose to your actions, even the smallest tasks start to feel different. Washing a dish becomes a thank you for the meal you just had. Folding laundry becomes a quiet act of care. Sweeping the floor becomes a way to clear your mind as much as your space. This is not about turning cleaning into something dramatic. It's about choosing to notice the meaning that's already there. You're not just wiping a counter. You're preparing a space where tomorrow's breakfast will feel a little more calm. You're not just making your bed. You're saying, I deserve comfort tonight. These little choices matter. They remind you that even in the ordinary, there is dignity. There is presence. There is a story being written in every small gesture. I once spoke with a woman who had lived alone for many years. She told me that she used to dread doing the dishes. It felt like a reminder that no one else was coming to help. But then she started saying thank you with every dish. Thank you for the meal. Thank you for the people she once cooked for. Thank you for still having strength in her hands. It changed the way she felt in her kitchen. It didn't make the task easier, but it made it feel more sacred, more alive. The truth is, you don't need more motivation. You need more connection. You need to feel that what you're doing has value beyond just getting things done, and it does. Your home holds pieces of your history, photographs, recipes, worn-in chairs, the smell of old books or morning coffee. When you care for those things, you're not just keeping a space clean, you're keeping your story alive. So as you build your new routine, try this. With every task, attach a small moment of meaning. When you dust a shelf, remember something that once sat on it. When you open a window, say to yourself, I'm letting in something new. When you wipe the table, imagine the conversations that have happened there and the ones still to come. Let every task become a small act of grounding, of returning to yourself. Because in the end, this isn't about having a perfect house. It's about having a space that feels like it belongs to you. A space that reflects your values, your pace, and your heart. When you add meaning to what you do, your routine stops feeling like a chore. It becomes something more beautiful than that. It becomes a quiet kind of care, a way of saying, every day, I still matter. And this space I live in, it matters too. 5. The secret ingredient that holds it all together. You've come this far. You've started small. You've found your rhythm. You've built a routine that works with your life, not against it. And you've even learned how to make each task more meaningful. But there's still one more piece to this puzzle. One ingredient that often gets overlooked, but makes all the difference. It's not discipline. It's not motivation. It's not even routine itself. It's kindness. That might not sound like the secret to a lasting system, but I promise you, it's the foundation beneath it all. Kindness is what allows a routine to survive real life, because no matter how good your plan is, there will be days when it falls apart. There will be mornings when your body aches more than usual, or your energy is just gone. There will be interruptions, last-minute phone calls, days you simply forget or feel overwhelmed. And when those days happen, the way you speak to yourself matters more than anything else. Most routines don't break because we're lazy. They break because the moment we miss a day or fall behind, we get caught in a loop of guilt. We start to hear that voice inside that says, "See, you can't keep up. You never finish what you start. You're behind again." That voice isn't helpful. It doesn't push you forward. It pulls you under. And soon, instead of gently returning to your rhythm, you stop trying altogether. But what if, instead of blame, you offered yourself grace? What if you said, "Today didn't go the way I planned, and that's okay. I can try again tomorrow"? That shift, that small act of inner kindness, is what holds everything together. When we're younger, we're taught to push through, to tough it out, to be productive no matter what. But as we grow older, we start to realize that real strength isn't in pushing harder. It's in knowing when to rest, when to pause, when to say, "This is enough for today." Being gentle with yourself isn't a weakness. It's a form of wisdom. It's what allows you to show up the next day without resentment or fear. Because instead of dreading your routine, you begin to trust it. You know it's waiting for you, not to scold you, but to welcome you back. This kind of kindness becomes even more important if you've spent a lifetime caring for others. You've probably put yourself last more times than you can count. You've probably been the one who keeps going, even when no one notices. So when you begin this new way of living, this softer, wiser rhythm, give yourself the same care you've given to everyone else. Speak to yourself with patience. Celebrate your efforts, even when they feel small. And when things don't go perfectly, remind yourself, "I am doing the best I can with what I have today." That is more than enough. Some people ask, "But what if I stop being motivated? What if I never get back on track?" The truth is, motivation comes and goes, but kindness creates dinda. And when you feel safe, you're more likely to return. You're more likely to keep going. And you're more likely to build something that lasts, not just for a week or a month, but for this next chapter of your life. Your routine doesn't have to look like anyone else's. It doesn't have to be efficient or impressive. It only has to work for you. It has to make you feel at ease in your space. It has to give you moments of calm in the middle of whatever else life throws your way. And the only way that happens, the only way it holds together through all the changes and challenges, is if you lead with kindness again and again. So the next time you find yourself slipping or struggling, take a breath. Put your hand on your heart and say, "I'm still here, I'm still trying," and that counts for something. That simple pause, that gentle word, isn't just comfort. It's courage. It's the very thing that brings you back to yourself and to the home you're learning to care for in a whole new way. Extra. Gentle strategies that make cleaning easier and more enjoyable. Now that you've learned how to create a rhythm that fits your life, let's explore a few extra tools. Simple, practical tips that many people overlook, but can make your daily routine smoother, lighter, and even more enjoyable. These strategies are not about doing more. They're about making it easier to do what already matters to you, without strain or frustration. First, use visual cues to support your memory and rhythm. As we age, our minds hold more than ever. Appointments, medications, family matters, personal concerns, and it's easy for something like wipe the counter or empty the sink to slip through the cracks. That's not forgetfulness. It's simply being full. A gentle way to help yourself is through soft, non-intrusive reminders. Place a sticky note by your coffee maker that says, "Clear the table after breakfast." Tape a small card inside a cabinet with your daily rhythm written out in large print. Use a simple weekly chart on the fridge with your home zones: Monday, kitchen; Tuesday, bathroom, and so on. Or set a soft alarm on your phone that plays music instead of a harsh beep, gently signaling your cleaning window. These little supports help reduce mental load so you can focus more on doing and less on remembering. Second, create an environment that invites you in. Cleaning doesn't have to feel cold or sterile. You can turn it into a moment of comfort by changing the atmosphere around it. Open a window for fresh air. Put on soft music from your favorite decade: jazz, folk, classic oldies. Wear something loose and cozy, maybe even a dedicated cleaning apron that feels familiar and light. Light a candle or dab a bit of essential oil on a tissue and place it nearby. Brew a warm drink and take a sip before you begin. These rituals can shift your mindset from "I have to do this" to "This is part of how I care for myself." And when your senses feel at ease, your body often follows. Third, prepare a small cleaning kit that lives in each major area of your home. Instead of walking back and forth to get supplies, place a simple set of tools where you use them most. For example, in the kitchen, a microfiber cloth, an all-purpose spray, and a towel. In the bathroom, a toilet brush, a mild cleaner, and gloves. In the bedroom, a duster, a lint roller, and a drawer freshener. This saves you time and effort and lowers the barrier to getting started. When it's easy to reach, it's easier to do. Fourth, involve your body in a way that supports, not strains it. If you find standing for long periods difficult, do small tasks sitting down. Fold laundry at the table. Organize a drawer from your favorite armchair. Use long-handled dusters or lightweight vacuums to reduce bending. Invest in tools that are designed for comfort: ergonomic handles, step stools with rails, or even kneeling pads if you still prefer floor work. You deserve tools that help your body feel supported. It's not about weakness. It's about wisdom. Fifth, if you live alone, try pairing tasks with connection. Call a friend while doing the dishes. Listen to an audiobook while sweeping. Invite a neighbor over for tea and spend 10 minutes afterward tidying up together. You can even start a clean together phone ritual. Call a loved one. Both of you choose one small task and check in after 10 minutes. These little moments bring warmth and help ease the sense of doing everything by yourself. And finally, remember this: your routine doesn't need to be rigid to be reliable. Life will interrupt you. Some days you won't do as much as you hoped, but that's not the point. The point is that you keep showing up in whatever way you can, with however much energy you have, over and over again. That's what makes the difference over time. There's no prize for having the cleanest house on the block, but there is deep comfort in knowing your space is cared for. There's pride in watching your small efforts bloom into a peaceful rhythm. And there's joy in creating a home that reflects who you are today, not who you used to be, not who someone else thinks you should be, but you. Kind, steady, and still beautifully capable of change. You've learned how to build a routine that fits your energy, how to turn small tasks into moments of meaning, and how kindness, not pressure, is the key to making it all last. Remember, your home doesn't need perfection. It needs presence. And you don't have to do it all. You only need to do what feels right, one step at a time, whether it's wiping a counter, folding a blanket, or simply sitting in a clean space and breathing deeply. Every action is a quiet act of care. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're simply in a new season, and you deserve routines that honor that. If this message brought you peace or clarity today, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What part of today's video spoke to you the most? And if you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe to Thoughtful Elders Insight for more gentle, thoughtful videos just like this. We're building a community of calm, one story at a time, and I'd be honored to have you with us.